Hello, my beautiful friend. It's Betsy Cutting. Welcome back to my YouTube channel. I'm really excited to talk with you about the Leo full moon. The Leo full moon is happening February 5th at 10:28 a.m. Pacific time, 1:28 p.m. Eastern time, and 4:28 p.m. Universal time. So adjust the time for wherever you are on the planet. This full moon in Leo comes just 2 weeks after the new moon in Aquarius, which was a doozy of a new moon. How was it for you? Leave me a comment. Let me know. I have a little Uranus story to tell you in this video about what happened for me right after the Aquarius new moon, because of course that Aquarius new moon was conjunct Pluto, which made it very, very powerful. A lot of us really felt that. Pluto is a power player for sure. And then a day after the Aquarius new moon on January 22nd, Uranus went direct. And whenever a planet goes direct, when it stations, we feel its energy the most. So this full moon in Leo also has a Uranus aspect that I'm going to tell you about as we get into the video. Before we do that, I want to let you know that I will be doing readings for all 12 signs as always. Be sure and listen to your rising sign, which will tell you which area of life this full moon in Leo is happening for you. Your sun sign is how your ego personality will experience the Leo full moon, and your moon sign is how your emotions will be affected. Now, I always like to give you a little overview, a little snapshot of what you can expect from this full moon in Leo, and that is that it has a breakthrough energy, a breakdown, possibly break free, breakthrough energy. Us going to a new level after we move through something that could be challenging, going to a new level of joy, of sweetness, and the word synchronicity just came in as well. So we are moving into a new consciousness with this full moon in Leo, especially with a very potent Uranus aspect that I will be breaking down and talking with you about. It's a new consciousness, new light codes coming into the planet, very, very likely. Those of you who are highly, highly sensitive, who are really empathic, and I know that's probably most of you watching this video, will be feeling some ascension symptoms that go along with this. And when I say ascension symptoms, I mean things like, extreme fatigue or like super energetic. You feel maybe even adrenaline rushes, and then you feel exhausted and like, I just need time on the couch, and where did all my energy go? And I felt so rested when I woke up. I can't believe I just feel drained right now. You can also have symptoms of illness, like flu-like symptoms. And how many of you have had your sleep disturbed since Uranus went direct? With this Leo full moon being aspected by Uranus, it's very possible that many of us will have sleep disturbances as well. Sorry to say that. I hope that's not true for you, but I've definitely noticed my sleep disrupted, and a lot of my friends have as well. So be really gentle with yourself. Give yourself the TLC that you need during this full moon, and it will definitely help. Now, if you're new to me, I want to say hello and welcome. If you're not new to me, hello and welcome back. I love communing with you guys. I love connecting with you. Hello to all my Sunday chat people, 9 a.m. every Sunday. We go live with these videos. I absolutely love connecting with you. So leave me a comment. Let me know where you're tuning in from or anything else that you want to share. I am an intuitive life coach as well as a psychic astrologer. And I love helping you to catalyze a vision for your life, whatever it is you want now, what your heart wants most, helping you bring that into reality. We can do that through an astrology consultation or through coaching. I offer both kinds of services. So at the end of the video, I'm going to tell you about my astrology consultations as well as my coaching, the results you can expect, and how you can book a reading with me if you feel called to do so. I also have a free gift for you, and I'm going to tell you all about your free gift at the end of the video, so be sure and stay tuned for that. Okay, so let's get into this full moon in Leo. First of all, the full moon in Leo is happening at 16 degrees of Leo. So for those of you who have planets or points between 12 and 20 degrees of Leo, 12 and 20 degrees of Leo, or the other fixed signs of Taurus, Scorpio, or Aquarius, you will feel this full moon in Leo more personally, more intensely. But we're all going to be feeling this full moon in Leo because we all have 16 degrees of Leo, somewhere in our natal astrology charts. So if you can locate 16 degrees of Leo in your chart, you'll see exactly where it's happening in your chart. And of course, I'm going to be doing readings for all 12 signs in this video, so you can listen to your rising sign, and that will tell you where in your chart you'll be feeling this energy. Now, I absolutely love Leo energy, and not just because both of my parents were Leos. Can you believe I signed up for that? That's a lot of fire energy. It's a lot of enthusiasm, spontaneity, love for life. It's a lust for life even. And what came to me when I was preparing for this video was Louise Hay, her quote, "Life loves me," her affirmation, "Life loves me." Because in Leo energy, we want to have reflected back to us our beautiful spirits. We want to be seen for who we really are. Leo is connected with the fifth house of the zodiac, which is fun, playfulness, children, creativity, true love, and romance. So it's all the yummy things in life, right? It's delight, it's deliciousness, it's devotion to the beauty of life, to the splendor of life. And it's ruled by the sun. The sun, what could be more bright and light than the sun? So we feel warmed by Leo energy. It is said that Leos light up a room with their energy. Leo energy is connected to the heart. And did you know that if you are a Leo, or you have friends who are Leos, or family members who are Leos, all of you with Leo energy in your charts, planets or points here, did you know that if you are not giving yourself the joy, allowing yourself to feel the joy of life, if you are not giving yourself things that you're passionate about, giving yourself treats that delight you, did you know that this can affect your heart? You can have heart trouble. And in fact, my father, who was a Leo sun, he passed suddenly at the age of 48 from a heart attack, a sudden heart attack. He wasn't giving himself the joy that he needed, that he deserved. And I feel like if my dad were here to speak with us all right now, he would say, life can be short, my friend. Life is short. Even if you live a long, long life, it comes and goes just like that. Give yourself the delight, the joy, the sweetness, the juiciness that comes with being a spiritual being having a human adventure. Many of you have seen these words before. Dance like no one's watching, love like you've never been hurt, sing like no one's listening, and live like it's heaven on earth. Those words are from William Watson Parkey. And when I think about those words, I think, you know, it's just not easy to be in a human body and to let go of control enough to dance like no one's watching, to sing like no one's listening, to live as though it's heaven on earth. We can be so in our heads. Now, this full moon happens to be opposing, because all full moons are oppositions, opposing the sun in Aquarius. And the sun in Aquarius is very bright, progressive, creative, just like Leo, very creative energy, but we can get stuck in our heads when the sun is in Aquarius. So I feel like this full moon is saying, give yourself permission. Give yourself permission to have fun. Give yourself permission to have a moment of not holding back, of letting your full expression out. Think of your inner child. Think of the child that says, look, Mom, no hands, I'm doing it, I'm riding a bike. Or look, Mom, I just dove off the diving board for the very first time. Whatever it is, there's something in all of us that needs to express with novelty and needs to have that mirrored back to us. And this is what our inner child is asking for right now. So one beautiful way to work with this full moon is to give yourself permission to fully be yourself, maybe to a degree that you've never done before. Let's talk about the Uranus aspect, because this is the aspect we're going to feel the most with this full moon. This full moon has a T-square. What does this mean? It means that Uranus is making a square with the sun and the moon. And Uranus is the planet of innovation. It wants us to free ourselves, to liberate ourselves, to think outside of the box. It's where we get epiphanies, where we get aha moments, light bulb moments, but it's also where we can have out of the blue events that are very discombobulating, disruptive, destabilizing. And when you have a T-square, you often feel like you're at a crossroads. You feel like you're kind of in what we say between a rock and a hard place. You have to make a choice. You have to make a decision. So I think a lot of us are going to feel that. We're going to feel like we are in a situation where we have to make a decision, which is going to take you out of your comfort zone, most likely, my friend. But the good news is that a lot of us need to come out of our comfort zones. We've been stuck in a rut. We have been doing the same thing the same way over and over, and it's not working for us. So if that's the case for you, you may be given the gift of something that feels temporarily disruptive, discombobulating, but it's going to set you on the right course. It's going to be the universe, your higher self, spirit, picking you up and putting you in the right place. So let me give you a quick example, because right after the Aquarius new moon that we just had, January 21st, on January 22nd, the day after, Uranus stationed direct. And as I said, when Uranus stations direct, we often feel it very intensely. Whenever a planet stations direct, we feel it very intensely. So Uranus stationed direct on Sunday, and Sunday evening, my refrigerator went out. There was a big clacking sound. The fan in the freezer was going around. It was making all kinds of noise. And I was like, oh my God, what is that? My whole body was vibrating. And if you're highly sensitive like I am, you understand what I'm saying. My whole body, my nervous system, it was just like, oh my God, I just have to unplug that thing. There is no way that I'm going to keep that going. And interestingly, Uranus rules electricity. We can feel Uranus in our nervous systems. It electrifies us. It also rules power. It rules anything that runs on electricity. And Uranus is in Taurus right now, and Taurus is all about things that are very essential to us: food, water. Taurus is an earth sign, so it's everything that is earthly. It's our homes, it's our clothing, it's our prized possessions. So the first thing that comes to me when my refrigerator goes out is, oh my gosh, I just did a huge grocery shop, and everything, all my food is going to go bad, right? That was the first thing that came to me. So Uranus and Taurus. The other thing was, is my landlord going to fix my refrigerator? Now you might say, of course your landlord's going to fix your refrigerator. That's what they have to do. But I'm in Mexico, remember? I'm in Puerto Vallarta, Mexico. And right before I moved here, my landlord said to me, just so you know, your apartment comes as is. It comes as is. And this was new information to me, the idea that it comes as is, and that, the inference there is I'm going to have to repair anything that goes wrong. But because it was just 2 weeks before I was about to move here that he told me this, I had a decision to make. I didn't have another apartment. I didn't really want to look for another apartment. So I decided to go for it, come here anyway, and trust that the universe was going to support me. So I did that. But when my refrigerator broke down, part of me freaked out. Part of me is like, went into worry and went into stress of, is he going to replace it? Am I going to have to replace it myself? Is it going to be fixable? All these things that the mind does, running around in circles. And I had to wait a whole day for him to come and for the repair person to get here to even know if it was fixable. So this is an example of an out of the blue occurrence. And by the way, he did bring a repair person to come fix it. It was fixed. I still unplug it when I do a video because it makes a kind of humming noise in the background that someone on one of my last videos commented on. So I'm doing my very best to have very little noise in the background of my videos. Thank you to all of you for bearing with me as I get acclimated to my new home and make adjustments to make my videos have quiet backgrounds. So I'm telling you this story because you may have a Uranus moment. That was my Uranus moment. I had a full busy week going on. I had astrology readings that I was doing. I had all my usual things that I was doing. And then my refrigerator breaks down and I don't even know what I'm going to do, and losing my food. And the thing that was most upsetting was that I had just gotten this farm fresh milk, this raw milk from the farmer's market, and fresh raw yogurt direct from the farm. I've never had that before. I was so excited about that, as well as this, oh my gosh, this carrot juice that my local market makes in the juicer fresh every day. And all of that I had to throw it all away. Now, here's the thing with the Uranus transit. We always have options and choices. It doesn't feel like it in the moment. All of our fears can come up. We are thrown off by an unexpected event, but we have options and choices. And with Uranus and Taurus, there's always a workaround, my friend. There's always a workaround. So had my refrigerator been unfixable, or had my landlord said he's not going to fix it, I would have found another option. I would have found a used one on Facebook Marketplace or something else. There would have been another choice. So if you have a Uranus moment during this full moon in Leo and you're thrown off, I hope you remember that you have options, you have choices, and you may not be able to see them in the moment. And we have a really beautiful aspect between Mars and Gemini and this full moon. It makes a sextile, which means an opportunity, a lovely opportunity. So that tells me that if you have a Uranus moment and you have to take action on something, that will happen pretty naturally. And if it doesn't come to your view right away, ask Spirit to show you. Show me, Spirit, another way. Show me how I can fix the situation. Ultimately, Uranus in Taurus wants to liberate us and help us create a solid, sustainable foundation. So only those things that have a crack in the foundation for us are going to be exposed with a difficult Uranus transit. And Uranus only upgrades. So if something goes wrong, breaks down, it's because it's time to upgrade whatever it is, because you are ready for a life upgrade in that area of your life. I love that in Leo energy, the major arcana card in the tarot is the Strength card. The Strength card, it reminds us that in Leo energy, we can muster the courage to break through anything that is challenging. The Strength card tells us we have the strength. So I love that mantra. I have the strength to overcome any obstacle. I have the strength to move through this, whatever it is, and come out shining my light brighter than ever. Now, Uranus can also bring unexpected happy occurrences as well. It can get us out of a story or a rut that we're involved in that isn't serving us. And what came to me when I thought of this was the movie Something's Gotta Give. Have you seen this movie, Something's Gotta Give, with Diane Keaton and Jack Nicholson? Diane Keaton plays a 50-something author, playwright. She's really famous. She's super successful. She has a gorgeous home on the beach in the Hamptons. And Jack Nicholson is a Casanova, eternal bachelor player person. But what they both have in common is they both have this story that, true love is no longer for them. They don't need it in their lives. They're good as they are. And something unexpected happens. A Uranus moment happens with Jack Nicholson. I don't want to reveal it because for those of you who haven't seen this movie, you might want to watch it. But he has a very difficult, life-threatening, let's say, thing happen. And it's so Leo because it has to do with his heart. And he has that moment and it puts them together under the same roof. It puts them under the same roof. A very interesting love story evolves from there that transforms both of them. Now, there are twists and turns in this movie. This movie is hardly a romantic comedy, happily ever after. No, I love this movie. I've seen it like 6 times because there's a lot of transformation that happens in the movie. And there are Diane Keaton has other love interests in this movie as well. Keanu Reeves comes into the picture. It's a fascinating movie, but it's very Uranus. What I love about it is it shows how life can change dramatically, unexpectedly for the better when we least expect it. And lastly, before we get to the 12 sign readings, I want to tell you that this full moon in Leo has a gorgeous healing aspect, The full moon is making a trine, positive energy flow. It's like the wind at our backs. It is making a trine with Chiron. Chiron is the archetype of the wounded healer. So it's where we can have a real core wound of abandonment, betrayal, or shame. But this is a positive energy flow aspect, which is telling me that some of us are going to have a deep heart healing during this full moon in Leo. Okay, my friends, so let's get into the 12 sign readings now, starting with Leos. Hello, beautiful Leos. This is your full moon, and this full moon is happening for you in your first house of identity, of the roles that you play in work and in your personal life, of your vitality, and also of your appearance. So during this full moon in Leo, beautiful Leos, you could have a change in your work. You could have a change in your status in your family. You could have a new member come into your family. You could have a shift in your relationship status. You could have a change in your health, or you may completely change the way you dress. You may change your style. This is a real reinvention kind of full moon for you, Leo. You may have a big release. All full moons, we often have some sort of emotional release or physical release. But this full moon could reshape your identity or switch up your identity in some way. Like you could say, I am retired now, or I am the CEO of a company now, or I'm stepping down as the CEO of a company and I'm starting my own business. I'm becoming a consultant. There are all different ways that this could show up for you. Because it's opposite your house of relationships, of committed partnerships, something could be shifting or changing within a partnership as well. Now, because this full moon in Leo is having a T-square aspected by Uranus, you could feel very tight. You could feel a real stuckness that you need to break free from during this full moon. What's great about a T-square is you have to take action. You have to make a choice or a decision. There has to be movement. You can't just sit back and let it happen. That's way too painful. We don't do that. The great thing about squares is that they force us to take action. They force us to move in a certain direction. So you're going to probably be feeling that, beautiful Leo. You may be at a crossroads, many of you. Many of you are questioning your identity, perhaps. You might be going through kind of a reflection about your self-worth and your self-esteem. You might be letting go of an old idea about yourself or an old story about yourself that isn't true. Upgrading that with Uranus, we're upgrading in order to have a better life. We all want a better life. Now, Spirit said, in terms of your message, I got that you are going through a real breakthrough right now, Leo. At least it's on offer for you if you want it, and you can ask for that. You can pray for that. But the universe wants to show you how beautiful and great and supremely lovable you are, beautiful Leo, and that you are perfect exactly as you are. You are perfect exactly as you are. We are all refining our edges, right? We're all refining the edges of our diamond selves. That's part of this human journey, but you are perfect exactly as you are. So I'm going to pull a card for you now, beautiful Leo, and let's see what the cards have to say for you. Okay, Leos. Leo, your card is simplicity. Simplicity. Look at the feather coming down from the sky. So a couple of things come to me when I see this card. One is that the idea of feathers from heaven, and that when you see feathers on the ground or falling from the sky, this may be a message to you that your loved ones in heaven are here with you, talking with you, communicating with you, letting you know that they love you. Or your higher self, spirit, wants to connect with you in that way. The second message is the simplicity, and that is that you can simplify your life. You can let go of anything that is stressful for you, that is outworn for you, that's expired for you, Leo. You don't have to hold on to anything that just feels complicated. Whatever feels complicated in your life, maybe it's a relationship, maybe it's a job, maybe it's a job with a relationship with a boss. Or someone else in your life that just feels like it's too complicated. Maybe you need to declutter your house. Maybe your mind is full of thoughts that are stressful. Time to clear clutter in your mental, emotional, or physical arena. Beautiful Leo. Ask for simplicity from your guides. Ask your guides how they can help you to create simplicity, because this is your birthright and this is what's on offer. And you can see all of this blue sky around this feather. The clouds can part and give you this feeling of just being, just floating in spaciousness. Because right now, Leo, you would really do well to have more spaciousness in your life. Leave me a comment. Let me know if this reading resonates for you. I love connecting with you. Happy full moon in Leo, beautiful Leo. Okay, Cancer. Hello, Cancer family. I am Cancer moon and rising, and this full moon is happening for you in your second house of money, self-esteem, values, self-love. So the second house often a full moon in the second house often has us thinking about our finances. We're looking at our finances, we're looking at our budget, we're seeing where's my money going? What bills do I pay on a monthly basis? You know, what's my credit card balance? That kind of thing. What's my bank balance? You could be looking at your investments as well. Are they doing well for you? Do you want to keep them in the same place? Do you want to keep certain subscriptions to, you know, whatever you subscribe to? And you could be really looking at, if you have a Uranus moment, let me say this, Cancer, if you have a Uranus moment during this, and I talk about full Uranus moments during the introduction, the first part of the video, so if you didn't hear that, I encourage you to go back and listen to it. If you have one of those moments where something out of the blue happens, unexpected, and it's difficult, it's challenging, I encourage you to look at it as an opportunity to upgrade your self-love, to look at the truth that you always have options and choices, and that you can value yourself more. You can give more to yourself. You can change a belief about money, perhaps, and what you're entitled to or what you would provide for yourself. You can give yourself more, perhaps, Cancer, than you've been giving yourself. Messages from Spirit. Spirit says that it's time for play, that you've been working hard, that you've been very devoted. You've been very devoted to work or family or something that has really captivated your time and energy, something that maybe has felt all-consuming for you. And now it's time to give yourself some free time. You need some free time, Cancer. You need to bring some delight back into your life. And this is something that is going to really uplift you and remind you of the beauty of life. Remember, Leo energy is all about the lusciousness of life. So if you haven't felt the lusciousness of life lately, and I know most of you as Cancers, I certainly do this, it's all about the food for me. It's all about yummy food and drink. That's one way that I get lusciousness, but there are other things in life that want to bring us sweetness as well, beautiful Cancer. So let yourself be spontaneous. Let yourself say yes to something that will bring in a new sense of joy and beauty and upliftment for you. Beautiful Cancer. I have no idea why I didn't pull a card for you when I first filmed this video, but I am back and I'm going to pull one for you now. I'm shuffling the cards. So I invite you to take a moment to just tune into your own heart and ask, what does my heart most need right now? What does my heart most want right now for this full moon time and the next chapter of my life? And now let's pull a card for you. Cancer, beautiful Cancer. Your card is blessings, blessings. What a gorgeous card. The yellowness of this bird. The water, I feel like this is water pouring down from the rock. The gorgeous flowers in this card. It is so full of abundance, so full of lushness, so full of aliveness. Colors, deep, rich colors. This feels to me like abundance, 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 beautiful Cancer. The blessings are coming to you in abundance. What blessings would you like to receive? Open up and receive. Open up. Ask yourself, what do I want? What I asked right before I pulled this card. What does your heart want most right now? These are the blessings. This is going to be a blessing full moon for you, Leo full moon. So leave me a comment. Let me know if this resonates for you. Let me know. Sending you all my love, Cancer family. Okay, Geminis. Hello, beautiful Geminis. I have my sun, my natal sun in Gemini. And this is happening, this full moon in Leo, for you in your third house. So the third house is your immediate environment. It is where you do your shopping, where you work out. It's friends and neighbors who are right around you in your vicinity. It's also communication, siblings, it's your devices, and it is all, emailing, writing, phone calls. So a full moon in the third house can make you feel very busy. It can feel chaotic at times, especially with the Uranus transit. You can feel like there's a lot going on. You may really have to prioritize during this full moon in Leo Beautiful Gemini, you may really have to like write out a list and say, what do I absolutely need to do? The mind can get very bogged down in details, and especially for us Geminis during a full moon in the third house. So writing things down, making lists, checking things off. I'm sure you already do that, Gemini. I think it'd be very hard to be a Gemini and not do that since we are ruled by Mercury. But just know that it's important to make time for fun as well. It's important to make time for laughter. When I first tuned into your energy, I got laughter. My guides were laughing hysterically. And the way I took that was, yeah, we like really need to lighten up and laugh more. Also, Spirit said, step back and see whatever situation is happening for you during this full moon, whatever has your focus. And if it's stressful for you, see it from a higher vantage point. It's time to see with cosmic eyes, Spirit says, to really step back and see your situation as if you were high on top of a mountain and you were looking down at your life, and your life was just the tiny specks of people and things and your little house and all of that. And you're looking down on it and you can see from a wider view. You can see through the eyes of Spirit. This is what Spirit is encouraging you to do, beautiful Gemini. And just a reminder that you're a spiritual being, you're having a human adventure, but this is all about a spiritual journey. You know, when we cross over to the other side, all these things that seemed so important, they're just going to float away. They're going to float away because what was really important was the love that we gave and received. Were we being loved? And did we allow ourselves to open up and receive love? Okay, so let me pull a card for you, beautiful Gemini. Geminis. Gemini, your card is wisdom. This is acknowledging your wisdom. This beautiful mermaid floating to the bottom. All of these multicolored, brightly colored fish. I feel like this card is saying you might do a deep dive during this full moon. You may go down to the bottom, or you just may want to go someplace that allows you to escape for a moment, escape from the everyday reality. She is in her own habitat, obviously, third house, own habitat, but she's allowing herself to feel free, to float, to move through the water, to be her mermaid self. Are you being your true self, beautiful Gemini? Are you allowing yourself to swim in your natural habitat, metaphorically speaking? Are you giving yourself the permission to be you, to live true to yourself? This is a give yourself permission to be you more than any other full moon we've had lately. Self-expression, self-love, being you. Happy full moon, beautiful Gemini. Okay, Taurus. Hello, beautiful Taurus. This full moon is happening for you in your fourth house of home, family, and childhood conditioning. The fourth house, often when we have a full moon in the fourth house, we just want to be at home, or you could be moving home, or you could be redecorating or remodeling, or you could have a new family member coming in. You could have a new roommate joining you. You could have somebody actually exiting your home. But changes in home, family, or potentially some real healing or some real focus on your childhood conditioning could be happening as well. This full moon is squaring Uranus, Taurus, and I know you've had plenty of Uranus energy. With Uranus being in your sign, conjunct your, you all have your planets and points at different degrees of Taurus energy. So I don't know if your personal planets have been touched yet by Uranus. It's a very long transit. Uranus is going to be in Taurus till 2026. But regardless, you've probably been feeling this Uranus transit, no question. And often with a T-square like we're having with this full moon, there's a tightness. There's a kind of a rigidity that we can feel, a tightness where we feel like we don't know where to go. We're like in a straitjacket. Where do I turn? What do I do? Remember, Uranus always has a workaround for you. There's always a workaround with Uranus energy. So we just need to open up our minds and be creative. Ask Spirit, what are my choices? What are my options? And they will become apparent to you. Spirit said you may have to just surrender right now. Just surrender everything. Have you read the book F It Therapy? F it therapy sometimes. And I actually have a podcast where I interview the author, John C. Parkin. Amazing guy. I love that guy. Where I interview him, and it's a beautiful interview. It's a podcast. It's the very first thing on. I'll try to remember to link it below for everyone. But it is such great therapy sometimes to just say, F it, just F it, throw your cards up in the air. I've done everything I could. I don't know what to do. F it, spirit, I'm surrendering. I'm surrendering it all to you. And that's when we open up space for new answers to come in, right? So giving your inner child what he or she needs too. Just say, this is a TLC full moon. It's all about TLC. It's all about asking my inner child, what do you need? Are you hungry? Are you tired? Are you cold? Are you too warm? What do you need? What can I get you? What can I get you, sweetheart? This is the way to work with this full moon. So let me pull a card for you, beautiful Taurus. Taurus. Your card is protection. Taurus, I love this so much. Regardless of the lightning that's going on around you, Uranus, lightning, oh my gosh, so perfect. Regardless of that, you are protected. You are protected. You have spiritual guides. You have an inner self. You have so many unconditionally loving beings who are protecting you. You are like this strong rooted tree. There is nothing that can unroot you, because including lightning, because you are protected, beautiful Taurus. So know this, remember this. Call on your protection to completely surround you in beautiful light. And if you would like a guided meditation during this full moon in Leo, please go to my website, subscribe to my inspirational updates, and you'll get a free instant download of my guided meditation, Reconnecting to Your Spirit. Okay, beautiful Taurus, happy full moon in Leo. Okay, Aries, hello, beautiful Aries. You are having this full moon in Leo in your fifth house of love, romance, true love and romance. It's also the house of fun, of our inner child, of creativity. It is truly the house where we can open our hearts and expand our heart space, expand our creativity, expand our sense of joy and spontaneity, and watch the synchronicities flow in. So you could be having changes in any of these areas. You could be getting a real push to do something that's creative for you. Maybe some of you have, your creativity has been a little bit on the shelf and you're pulling something down, you're pulling down your paints or your writing instruments or your musical instruments, or something that allows you to just, maybe you're just putting on some fun clothes and going out dancing. Whatever it is, every one of us is creative. Every one of us is creative, beautiful Aries. So that could be what's happening for you, or you could be having changes in the area of your family in terms of children or grandchildren. Or you could have a new romance opening up during this time, or a change to a romance could be happening as well. So your messages from Spirit, Aries. Well, first of all, your Leo energy is really positive energy flow, or your Aries energy is really positive energy flow with Leo energy. They're both fire and they trine each other. So that's really lovely. So I feel you in the flow. I feel you ignited, your heart ignited, and you just being in the flow. There's some ease there. Also, I got a sense of your third eye being activated, a third eye activation of your psychic abilities increasing, becoming more fine-tuned. And you really feeling that, and you may have a need for more downtime during this full moon, just to integrate all this new ascension energy that's coming in right now that is giving you an increase in your frequency and this third eye activation. You may just need to give yourself more time to just be, so you can integrate these energies. And I talked earlier in the video about ascension symptoms and how some of us will be feeling sleep disruption, illness, fatigue, things like that often come when we have a very electrified full moon, as we will with this one. Okay, so let's pull a card for you, Aries, and see what the cards have to say. I had this space out moment when I said that. And That was just my attention dialed into a higher dimension. Beautiful Aries. Okay, so let's pull a card for you. And many of you may find your attention dialed into a higher dimension during this full moon. And your card is transformation. With an increase in consciousness, with an upgrade in our psychic abilities, we go through a transformation. And I love the colors in this card. I love that you are becoming the rose, that you are moving from the caterpillar into the butterfly, and a rose is blooming within you as that happens. So happy full moon in Leo, beautiful Aries. Okay, Pisces. Hello, Pisces. Pisces, you are having this full moon in your 6th house. So 6th house rules work, everyday work. It's like just our daily schedule, what we do day in and day out to make a living. It also rules our health. It rules our daily routines. So, and this includes what we take into our bodies. It includes our exercise, how we are caring for our bodies. So, beautiful Pisces, you could have changes in any of these areas. There's a breakthrough, break-free kind of energy with this full moon, with the Uranus aspect that I talked about earlier. So you could have a breakthrough in any of these areas, whether it's work or your health or your nutrition. It can be any, or your schedules. You could be wanting a whole new lifestyle, and something could happen for you during this full moon. It could make you say, I want a whole new lifestyle. I can't do this anymore. I want freedom. There's a real sense of I want freedom, and giving yourself permission to express yourself, to be your true self more than you ever have before, beautiful Pisces. So your messages from Spirit. First one sense I got with you when I tuned into you was that there's a flow, that you're flowing well with these energies. It felt like a flow. There's a truth coming to light. There's something that is going to be very clear to you, and it's going to empower and calm you, a new truth. And I felt the sense of that you're feeling self-directed, like you have a clear sense of your path. I know what I have to do. I know where I'm headed. And it just felt calm and confident. So let's pull a card for you, Pisces, and leave me a comment and let me know if that resonates for you. I love getting your feedback. So let's see what the cards want to tell you, Pisces. Pisces. Your card is Gateway. Gateway. This is like the path. I know the path. I know where I'm headed. You're headed through a new gateway. I love the playfulness of this card, of this unicorn. There's a purity to this unicorn. There's a childlike essence. I'm letting my inner child play. I'm letting myself be in fantasy for a moment. I'm letting myself imagine, open up my imagination to new possibilities, to what my heart desires. This full moon is ruled by Leo, which is connected to the heart. Leo rules the heart. I'm giving myself full permission to be myself, my childlike, playful, spontaneous, connected to spirit, connected to life self. So these are your marching orders, beautiful Pisces, giving yourself this permission, going through the gateway and opening up, exploring a whole new world. Happy full moon in Leo, beautiful Pisces. Okay, Aquarius. Hello, Aquarians. Beautiful Aquarius. Happy birthday to all of you. Happy birthday. I may have forgotten to say that for the Aquarius new moon. My apologies. I hope you have a beautiful Aquarius season and a beautiful birthday. This full moon in Leo is happening for you in your 7th house of committed relationships, your committed partnerships. This is all partnerships, whether you are in a romance that is, you're married, or you live together, you're committed, whether you're in that, or we're talking about those in your life that you are committed to, including clients, including sometimes children, especially adult children, or close friends. It includes all of that. So having this full moon in Leo in your house of committed partnerships, you may be making a change in a relationship. You may have seen something, or something could have happened, especially with the new moon in your sign conjunct Pluto, which makes us cut things out of our life that are toxic to us. You could have made a change in a relationship if you felt like there was anything toxic about it, or you could have seen a toxic pattern in your own behavior, and decided you were going to really focus on releasing that pattern. That's very possible. With this full moon opposing your sign, you could feel like something or someone is opposing you, is against you. And when that happens, first of all, boundaries are always very important, but we also want to look at within and say, am I against myself in some way? Is there a part of me that is pitted against another part of me? That is sometimes external events or situations are mirroring, or relationships are mirroring that back to us. Now, beautiful Aquarius. And if you hear that noise in the background, they're cleaning the pool outside, so I really apologize for that. Your most clear message from Spirit is that this full moon is time to put you first. You first, beautiful Aquarius. A lot of you have given your energy to a lot of other people. We always have to balance, as you know, balance the energy we give to others and to self. So this full moon is saying give energy to yourself. It's Leo. Leo's about self-expression and shining your light and taking care of you and taking care of your inner child. So give to you what you would give to your closest friends or relatives or children. Treat yourself like the precious being that you are. And let's pull a card for you, Aquarius. See what the cards have to say for you. I'm shuffling. Aquarius. Your card is release. Release. All full moons are a time where we often need to release something. What do you need to release? You can see that it's fall in this picture and the leaves are falling. What do you need to let fall away, beautiful Aquarius, in order to nourish yourself? All this green is heart energy, Leo energy. It's the heart chakra. Your heart will really benefit from allowing yourself to release and let go. I release and I let go. I let the Spirit run my life, and my heart is open wide. I am only here for love. You're only here for love, beautiful Aquarius. You're only here for love. Let everything else go. Okay, beautiful Capricorns. Hello, Capricorn. So you guys are having this full moon in Leo in your 8th house of transformation. Death and rebirth, taboos, taxes, sexuality. This is a deep, deep placement for a full moon. And often when we have a full moon in the 8th house, something is shifting and changing in us. We are transforming, and you may find yourself doing a deep dive, during this full moon to find out what is the treasure that's down underneath in the water that's waiting for you, that wants you to see it. You know, metaphorically speaking, the illumination of truth that wants to come to you, Capricorn, during this full moon. Now, your message from Spirit is that many of you may be taking stock of your finances during this time, especially your assets, your nest egg, or any investments that you have. You may be trying to figure out, what do I want to do with my investments, or how can I pay off debt? How can I become debt-free? How can I become financially independent? Because there's something that you really want that is tied up, as things that we want usually are, with our finances. Also, a clarity is coming to you. A fierceness of mind and heart is going to come from this clarity. You are going to feel more fierce in your mind and heart than ever, and ready to take directed action, beautiful Capricorn. Ready to move forward. So you have also Pluto and Mercury are conjunct right now in your sign in Capricorn. So this is what I think is where this clarity is emanating from, is this Pluto Mercury conjunct may be bringing you a new truth that even surprises you. So let's pull a card, or something that you were already aware of, but it comes through very strongly because Pluto is a very strong energy. So, Capricorn, your card is Stand Still. there's a quiet about this card. To me, this card is about reflection. Have you felt at a standstill? Have you felt like energy hasn't been moving? This card is saying reflect. Give yourself a moment to look at your reflection in the water, metaphorically speaking, and see, what do I see? Who am I? Who do I want to be? Who would I be if I didn't have a past? What would I let myself have if I were completely generous with myself? If time, money, and resources were not an issue for you, Capricorn, what would you give yourself? What would you say yes to? What's the first thing that came to mind? That is your marching order. That is your destiny. That is your forward movement. Happy full moon in Leo, beautiful Capricorn. Okay, Sagittarius. Hello, beautiful Sag. This full moon in Leo is happening for you in your 9th house. The 9th house is new horizons, new adventures. It's spirituality, spiritual beliefs, higher learning. You could be taking a course. You could be going after a PhD or a master's degree. This is where we have expansion. In the big picture, this is expansion. This is opening up. This is a new sense of possibility, of aliveness, of seeing yourself with new eyes, seeing yourself from the eyes of spirit, your perfection in the eyes of spirit, beautiful Sag. This full moon is making a trine with your energy, fire to fire, Leo to Sag. It's fire. So there's an ease with that. There's a flow with that. When I tuned into you, what I got was it's time to break free. There's some obstacle or limitation that has been holding you in, and it could very well just be a thought process or just a story that you have about yourself or your life that is limiting you, that may feel very tight. It's time for you to break free of that, Sagittarius, and this may make you laugh. Spirit said, you know better. You know better, because Sag, I need to adjust my body here for a second. You are fun-loving. You are freedom-loving. You know that you deserve freedom. You know that you have protection. You know that you are, you're Jupiter ruled. Jupiter is always protecting you. You can have as many lives in this lifetime as you want, as many chapters. You can fall down and get back up, fall down and get back up, fall down. You will always bounce back, Sag. You always will. And this is what Spirit means when Spirit says, you know better. It's time to say yes to your heart. It's time to release any pent-up energy that you have so you can fly. Release anything in your way so you can fly. And let's pull a card for you. I'm shuffling the cards. And let's see what the cards have for you. What wisdom do the cards have for you, beautiful Sagittarius? Ah, Sag, your card is flow. There's a flow that either you're in or Spirit wants you to be in. And this is what I was saying, that there is a certain flow, energy. Your sign, Sag, is in simpatico with Leo. And so there's a flow here. This is a very spiritual card. There's a lot of purple. There's a full moon. To me, this is saying if you can fly above your life and see from a higher perspective, you will see how far you've come. You will see how much you've done, how much you've mastered in this lifetime, how brilliant you are, how much clearing out of stuff you've done, how much healing you've done. You will see yourself from a whole new light, from a crown chakra light. You'll see yourself from that light, and you will feel elevated and ready for your next thing, your next chapter, your next vision. Beautiful Sag. So happy full moon in Leo. Okay, Scorpio. Hello, beautiful Scorpios. So this full moon in Leo is happening for you in your 10th house of career. Is career on your mind right now, Scorpio? If so, that is where you're having this full moon, and it's also life purpose, it's meaning, it's where would I get the most meaning? What would be most fulfilling to me? It's also retirement for those of you who want to retire, and your legacy for those of you who have something you want to know. What's your legacy? What can you give back? What do you want to be remembered for? So this is a very powerful house. It's our most public house. And your message from, well, let me just say, you may be experiencing challenges or changes in these areas that I've just said, in this area of career, or restlessness. Often with Uranus energy, we feel restless. We want answers. We're, as I said earlier in the video, you may be forced to make a decision. When there's a T-square, Scorpio, especially in the other fixed signs, You really are going to feel this. I think most of you are really going to feel this. You may feel like you're in a straitjacket, but you have to see it from a different perspective, Scorpio. This is your way out. It's to see this from a different vantage point. There, you have more freedom than you realize. Whatever you do, does not have to be etched in stone. This is just one choice, one action. You have your whole life ahead of you, and I don't care what age you are. You have your whole life ahead of you. Spirit said it's high time for you to take action. It's high time for you to make a choice. Some of you may be on your knees. I saw some people on their knees in surrender, feeling bereft, feeling like, feeling very low, rock bottom. But when we hit rock bottom, it's rock bottom, and it's only up from there. And others of you, you're not feeling that. Others of you are feeling pretty good, but it's time to let go. In any case, it's time to let go. Some of you have been holding on so tightly that you've been trying to hold it together, all of your emotions bottled up, holding on tight for dear life. Let your emotions out. Let yourself have a good cry. It's exhausting to try and hold it together or keep it together. None of us were made for that, and you deserve better, Scorpio. The divine has your answers. There's an awakening for you. There's a breakthrough for you, but call on the divine. We can't solve the problem at the level of the problem, right? We can't solve a problem with the same consciousness that the problem was created in. So ask for answers from a higher source. Beautiful, Scorpio. Now I'm going to pull a card for you, Scorpios. Your card is security. You want security. Of course you do, Scorpio. Of course you do. But your security is within. Your security is in your heart. Your security is in your ability to be resourceful. You're one of the most resourceful signs. You can make your own campfire. You can make your own fire. You can take the necessities that you need, and you can create a life for yourself. You have all the resources that you need, I promise you. But remember that your security comes from within. It is sourced from within. And if you're not feeling it, Scorpio, ask your higher power, ask spirit, ask if you don't know what your higher power feels like or, sounds like or anything else. Say, I don't know, but I need answers. Start journaling. Start asking from any divine power, kind of, if you're out there, whoever you are, if you're out there, help me, help me. That can be the simplest thing. Help me. So happy full moon in Leo. Beautiful Scorpio. All my love. Okay, Libra. Hello, beautiful Libras. You're having this full moon in Leo in your 11th house. The 11th house is a public house. It is our connection to friends, communities, groups. It's the house of networking. It's the house of our social life, basically. And it's also where we could be, an activist, or we could be taking on a cause or supporting a particular thing that's near and dear to our hearts, where we're volunteering, for example, or going to a meetup group. So you may find changes in your friendships, Libra. You may be finding changes in your groups. Very possible. Libra. This is also the house of support, where we get the support of others. And social media, if I didn't say that. So if you are not acting on what you know, beautiful Libra, Spirit said, if you're procrastinating on something that you know you need to do, or a step you need to take, or a conversation that's important to have, the trickster could come in. And when the trickster comes in, it's a Uranus moment. It doesn't usually feel good. So if there's something that you know you need to do, I highly encourage you to take that step so you don't have to deal with the trickster. If you are in flow, if you're already in integrity, you're already acting on the things that you know you need to act on, then you're going to have a different experience of this full moon. Spirit says there's plenty of help, there's plenty of support, alliances, new friendships, new love even coming in for you during this full moon in Leo. So let me pull a card for you, Libra, and see what the cards have to say. I'm shuffling the cards. Libras. Libra. Your card is thriving. Oh, I love this card so much. Thriving. this gorgeous giraffe seeing from a higher vantage point, this pink tree, and all this pink energy coming down from the heavens. This is so much light in this card, so much light emanating from this tree. You can see from a higher vantage point. When you do, Libra, it will open you up to a whole new world, an exotic world even. Is there something exotic in your life that you want to have happen? Do you want to take a trip? Do you want to see, the 11th house is the world card. It's the world card. And just now in the video, I saw the timer is 1:11:11. So put it out into the universe, manifest it, ask for what you want, ask for a divine download, receive what you need for your next step so that you can create this whole new beautiful life that is thriving for you, thriving for you. Beautiful Libra, happy full moon in Leo. Okay, Virgos, hello, beautiful Virgos. Thank you for your patience. You are having this full moon in Leo in your 12th house. The 12th house is the house of the mystic. It's your divine connection. It is your subconscious mind. It's past lives. It's past life trauma. It is where we do often a deep dive, connect to spirit, and we can have a really deep, deep healing. We can do ancestral healing in this house. We call it the house of retreat, reflection, rejuvenation. You might need more rest during this full moon. When I tuned into your energy, I got the message to pay attention to the signs. Often when we're having a 12th house transit, we get synchronicities and signs and all these kind of archetypal, metaphorical messages come through, divine downloads. It's so sweet. It's so fun. It always makes me feel so much more like, yes, we live in a magical universe. Yes, God, spirit has my back. Yes, I am a spiritual being. It feels so delicious to me when this happens. So this may be a time that you could have a deep healing, beautiful Virgo, a deep healing. And Spirit wants to have a powwow with you. Spirit wants you to go in and have a connection, a talk, a real, you might want to do a guided meditation. I do have a free guided meditation for you on my website. Just go to my homepage of my website, linked below, sign up for my inspirational updates, and you'll get a free download of an instant download of a reconnecting with your spirit meditation. But there's a soul connection that wants to happen, an opening up of your psychic abilities, an opportunity to channel divine messages for you and or for others. And some of you would really benefit from talking with a friend or a mentor or a coach during this time. Some of you would really benefit from that assistance, getting a new perspective from someone who you trust. Now I'm going to pull a card for you, Virgo. Virgo. There's been so much noise during this video, which I'm going to try to take out, but I just find it so funny that now that I'm towards the end of the video, it's completely quiet outside of my apartment. Okay, so your card is freedom, beautiful Virgo. Freedom. Freedom. Are you ready to fly through a gateway to go into a whole new consciousness? Because that's what's on offer for you. Inner freedom, outer freedom, liberation with this Uranus aspected full moon. It's time for you to have more freedom, beautiful Virgo. Happy full moon in Leo. My beautiful friend, thank you so much for being here with me, for your time, energy, and your presence. Thank you for your likes of this video, for giving it a thumbs up. Thank you for your comments. I absolutely love connecting with you. Leave me a comment. Let me know what resonated for you. I love your shares of this video. I'm super grateful to you and grateful for your subscribes. Subscribe to my channel so that you can be notified as soon as I upload a new video, especially when you tap the notification bell. You will get notified before I upload a new video, and you really help my channel grow and support me by subscribing to my channel. So thank you so much for that. If you would like an astrology consultation, if you feel called to work with me, I would love to work with you. We can do a heart's desire reading, we can do a life purpose reading, or a natal chart reading. For all readings, I also go through the current transits. How are they affecting you? How can you work with them to empower yourself? We also look at the upcoming transits for the year 2023 and how you can work with those. What do you have to look forward to? Any difficult transits, when will they be over? I know clients always want to know that. When will the hard stuff be over? Of course you want to know that. Of course we can look at that. I encourage you to go to my website, go to my astrology page. It's linked in the description box below, and look at my testimonials and see if you feel called and the results you can expect from working together. And I also offer coaching. You can do a one-off clarity session with me if there's something specific that you would like clarity on, or we can partner together in soul alchemy coaching, a deep dive transformational journey that we do together to catalyze a vision for your life to take you into a whole new experience of life or career or finances, whatever it is that you want to transform. So go to my website. The link is below. You can book your astrology consultation or clarity session directly on my website. To get your free gift, I have a free gift for you. It is a guided meditation, returning home to yourself, reconnecting with your spirit, your beautiful spirit. All you have to do is go to my website, sign up for my inspirational updates, and you can instantly download your free gift. Some of you have asked if you can donate to my channel. Yes, if you'd like to buy me a Mexican mocha, it's my favorite drink, go to my PayPal link. It's linked below. I am super grateful for your donations. Thank you so much. So until my next video, my friend, I am sending you all my love. Happy Leo full moon.